We'll see a Capitao ban. I'm very excited to see, but I'm predicting a default Thatcher ban here for the first. What do you think, Aggression?
Absolutely. I was just going to say that I think we're going to see a Thatcher come out here. The other one's kind of, yep, there it is. Good call. But yeah, the other one I think will be kind of up for grabs. It just kind of depends on how Unreal Nightmare wants to play their attacking round. They might go with something that they don't necessarily use, but Prism might use just so they can get that out of the way. But we're going to see Habana taken off the board, so a little bit of a distance hard breach taken off. They're going to force that thermite if they're going to want to get, maybe it's a bakery wall or even the wall into freezer upstairs. And then there's your standard mirror ban.
Yeah, Mira is I think the strongest defending operator on this map here, simply because you can just put her in so many advantageous avenues here, and we're going to see a Valk pick here, kind of a default ban, not necessarily default, because there's still plenty of other operators to ban here, but no one really likes getting jumped out here, and this kind of allows an attack here to go and flex around with their picks if they want to go, say, maybe without a Nomad here, but they still have to be wary for these runouts if it does happen. And we're going to start out at Bar Cocktail, the top site here in Cafe.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that this is one of the more popular sites for cafe. You'll see this picked first a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times. Now we are going to see the IQ 6 picked onto the Nomad, and we're going to see a clash come out from Mello after picking Caveira originally. Oh, nope. And then at last second, he takes off the clash and he switches to Castle. But that's going to be our lineup here for the first round, and we're going to get things going right now.
A very smart pick bringing in the castle, because it allows them to hold on to Cigar if they want to a lot easier, and it can just provide so many more avenues of just hold if they want to, funnel in an attack. So Prism Esports bringing in a very smart avenue here if they want to play them. Now that secret onto the Nomad is a still very smart pick, because
Yes.
bringing the IQ, yes, is always good. You have a very powerful gun in the G8, and then you also have a very good gadget that she brings to spot out any electric devices. However, without, Valkyrie on the board, sometimes the Echo is still on the board, so this could provide a problem if they bring him. However, with him not on the board, you can safely bring a Nomad to watch any flanks that happen, and the flank is still very doable, especially on a big map like Cafe.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to get things going here in the action phase, and nothing doing so far. They are going to be checking for those Valk cams. One thing I did notice, with the Valk and Mira coming off the board, you do have the ever-dangerous Echo available to them, now that he didn't get picked here in this first round, but that's something to keep an eye on to see if they start running the Echo, because he can be deadly when he wants to.
It's very possible that we get to see an Echo being brought out here, because an Echo can just really turn the tides for certain attacks. So we're going to see just the attack really start to break down and try and force their way into the building as of right now.
This is an interesting hold here. Now, last week when we went to Cafe between Unreal Nightmare and In Control Nation, I forget which team exactly did it. I want to say it's Unreal Nightmare. But they did have a defender holding that red stairs door behind the deployable shield like Maniac is doing right now on the Wamai. Although you had the Wamai sitting farther back in Pixel with a smoke actually watching that door. So it's going to be interesting. They don't have anyone holding Pixel. They're going to have Castle hovering around over by the piano over there. So it's interesting to see how they try and use essentially the same strategy, just with different operators in different locations. But we are going to see Unreal Nightmare. They're going to go ahead and start and drop down into the red stairs area. They are going to start burning those ADSs. Motion detector is going to go off, and that's going to be a rush from the Sledge, who's going to lose his life, and then make it a double kill for Maniac as he takes out the Ash of Henry with his pistol. And then Breezy's going to get one back, though, and that's going to be Spiff. That's going to be the Jaeger gone and off the board. And Thermite will get that red wall, but an excellent hold there from Maniac as he is still holding that door, and he's still at about 75 health.
It's going to come down to the wire here as the round comes to an end. So we're going to hear the Maestro can bring out a bunch of things, and we're going to hear just a bunch of flurry of things coming. I cannot see it as of right now, so I'm just going to hand over to you as of now.
Yep, so we are going to see Caden's going to pick off Maniac finally. That's the Wamai gone, but not before Mello is going to pick off another one. But then Caden gets his second of the round, and that's going to be the castle gone. And so now it's a 2v2 with about 30 seconds to go. They're going to start to push and try and get a plant down here. Now, you do have the Maestro with his Evil Eye still up, I believe, there in bar. But they're going to crouch down, and a beautiful pick from Korm. All that's going to be left is the Zofia trying to plant, but no, a pre-placed Nitro Cell, I believe it was, takes him out. Oh no, it wasn't a pre-placed. It was just an excellent throw there from Nacho on the mute. And round one goes to the defenders of Prism Esports.
Beautiful toss coming in from Nacho here will secure them the first round. And the defense already off to a more or less hot start here, but they're able to just navigate their way around, and they're able to take the first round right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an excellent first round there for Prism to get things started. And now they're going to be moving down to Kitchen, which is, from what I've seen, the second most popular site here on this map. Looks like they're going to be running a little bit of a different lineup, as we are going to see the dock instead of the castle. We're going to see a smoke instead of a mute.
You know, I always like to mention this because I do love Cafe as a site and just, or excuse me, as a map, because the site is the best site on here is debatably Reading and Fireplace, simply because, in my opinion, I think you can hold it the same way you would Top Floor, and it just goes a lot better. Kitchen, of course, ever since the rework, is now one of the better sites as well. But the best site, in my opinion, is that second floor site. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to move this and how they're going to hold on to this as of right now. And we're going to see also a dock play coming in from Korm here. You don't necessarily see a dock played a lot of times.
No, you won't. You maybe sometimes. I think last week I saw it a couple times on a bar cocktail hold, so he can use that MP5 to his advantage if they want to try a peek, or just holding all the way across the way towards that that new balcony hatch from heaven. But other than that, not an op you'll see picked too often, but still he's still favored by a lot of players. But we're going to see a nade go out here into Freezer potentially, but no, he's going to pull it back and go ahead and decide to drone it out where the smoke is lying in wait. You're still going to have Mello and the Maestro over there as well. They're going to keep an eye on Freezer, but those nades are going to go out as there is no ADS to stop it. And I wasn't sure what they were doing there necessarily, but there's nothing to stop that thermite charge from going off, so they're going to go ahead and get Freezer Wall open.
It's probably just to clear out any ADS player or even a mute jammer if it was there. So able to get it clear, and Carl will find himself his first kill on to Spiff as we enter 2 minutes here left in the second round now. And it's going to be a very passive hold here coming in from Prism. They have pretty much all the avenues they need to if, Unreal Nightmare decides to push in. And we'll see a dump of flashes coming in, and the bridging charge will try to catch one of the players, but it won't, and a flurry of 2 kills will come in as Mello catches 1, and Caden is going to catch Korm here. All of a sudden, we find ourselves in a 3v4 in favor of the attack with a minute 30 just about here left to go. All of a sudden, it's a 2v4 here, and Mello's going to turn around at the wrong moment. He's going to pre-fire the corner. He's not going to be able to catch the first, though, as all of a sudden, Nacho is left alone here, and he's going to try and pre-fire the corner, but Aiden knows where he is, and will catch his head immediately, as Unreal Nightmare will take themselves their first round of the map.
Yeah, that was a methodical push there from Unreal Nightmare. They were able to get that freezer wall open very, very quickly, and they just had to bide their time and pick off each defender one by one until they had full take of that site and every single defender lying on the floor dead. But we are going to see them moving on now. They're not going to try that again down in Kitchen. They're going to be heading to Reading Fireplace.
A smart choice here, especially if you know how to hold it. And we're going to actually see the 6th pick to a Pulse. I'm liking this pick here, especially if you know that you're going to hold vertical a lot, and you have possibly, I believe, 2 Nitro Cells on the board, I believe. Yes, you have 2 Nitro Cells on the board in Maniac and Nacho. And Nacho might be looking to just tee up his, throwing game a bit more, maybe catch another 3-pointer from beyond the arc. So who knows how he's looking to send it today. And It's going to be also another vertical hold coming in here from Prism. This is basically how you want to hold this site. Utility dump, and then back off once they get close.
Yeah, I don't remember a time I've seen this site be played without an upstairs hold. Basically, usually though, I'll actually see a castle more times than not, so it's interesting that they're not going to be bringing the castle to kind of hold off that main door between bar and cocktail like it is so often done. But regardless, you're going to have 3 defenders, or no, I guess it's just 2 as Nacho fell back downstairs. But you're going to see the Jaeger and the Wamai, 2 very dangerous operators holding that upstairs hold. And yeah, the point of this basically is going to be waste as much time as possible for the attackers and maybe get a couple off the board before you have to either fall back down or lose your life.
It also could be very, very risky here because you saw that rotate hole in Freezer right now, and Spiff is going to be holding that white stairs as well, and that rotate could really catch them off by a hair if they're not careful how they want to rotate. Because if they fall back here and say they open up piano, say they have any bit of Freezer control, all of a sudden you have an angle into just, if they fall back through that hatch, they're dead. Because you have an angle to catch on, and they're just going to completely utility dump into, I believe, 2 ADSs, and that's still another one burnt. Plenty of ADSs and utilities spent to clear 1 deployable shield. However, it's a very important one as we reach just past the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, that was vital that they get rid of that deployable shield so the Wamai over there of Corm can't, you know, get a little bit too cheeky on his peaks to try and prevent a plant or a push into sight. Jaeger's going to get droned out. Sledge is going to be looking for him. It looks like that Caden's going to open things up, and Corm is going to get the going to lose his life, and Caden's going to pick him off. But then refrag there, Nacho is going to take out Pi, and that's the Thermite gone. So that's a huge kill there, as they can't get Freezer Wall or any other walls they so choose open. But they're not going to need it as much, I don't think, unless they want to get something open in pillars. But yeah, right now we're sitting at a 4-4. Now only a minute remaining in this round, and they're still, or they've got full top floor control actually.
They do, and Caden will drop down here, and they won't be able to open up any bit of the reading wall here, as typically you like to see once top floor control is established. However, they could still go for a default plan here, right next to the door, and a beautiful grenade will ring out here from Carl, and that will allow Caden to just push up into reading room right now. And all of a sudden, he's got an angle and an avenue to just hold down if they go for the default plant here. And Reese might push it in here, and he does, and the swing will come out here from Mello, and a beautiful hold here coming in. Nacho will try to run in. He might be able to find the first, but no, he's going to miss his shots, but there's plenty of low HP here. But he's not able to win the fight here as Unreal Nightmare catch themselves their second round, and they're starting to heat up here. Wouldn't you say, Aggression?
Absolutely. They've had 2 very solid attacking rounds here after that first opening round loss. And yeah, they're putting themselves in the driver's seat as if they can put together a solid defense. And, you know, I think if they get just even one more round here and make it a 3-3 split, that's going to be very advantageous for them moving into their defensive side.
It would be, and a 3-3 split is, some people would look at it as a disadvantage depending on who you are. However, you have most maps being defender sided, so if you're an attack and you're able to wrestle away a 3-3, let alone a 4-2, you're in the driver's seat mostly for the next round, because again, defender sided maps mean if you're playing defense, you're more and more likely to take a round away simply because you know exactly why. You know, you have an attack trying to just push in and funnel through certain avenues that a defense lays out unless they bust a wall open or anything like that. So you basically have all attacks. Honestly, I've just been aimlessly rambling here. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you're okay. But we are going to see Prism. They're going to be moving back to Bar Cocktail. Their only successful round so far, and it looks like it's going to be essentially the exact same strategy as what they did the first round. Because I mean, like, if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it.
That's the truth here, and I'm very excited to see, you know, if they're going to be able to adapt, them being Unreal Nightmare, because they weren't able to really push in here as we saw last time, and when they did, they just got punched for it completely. And we're going to see probably Maniac on this one. Typically, you see a smoke in that cigar place to try and push them back, and then he can fall back as well. And he's just going to completely open up that wall as well. And actually, this is a pretty nice angle here, if I do have to say so myself.
Yeah, he was very successful his first time around, getting a two-piece as they tried to push in through that red door to start things off, nonetheless. Now, I think if they're smart, Unreal Nightmare's going to have something in place to get rid of him much quicker without as much of a heavy loss as he dealt to them last time. But, you know, so far, he's chilling over there. He's got his ADSs. Another flash is going to go up, but it's going to miss its mark. See if they try to push here. It doesn't look like they will just yet. Frag grenade's going to go out to get rid of its deployable shield. And here comes another frag grenade that's going to do a little bit of damage. But he's going to fall down that cigar hatch. And so now he's underneath. And I think they know that, though, as Ash is going to be looking down that hatch to see if they can try and catch him off guard. But no, he ran all the way over to white, so he is safe for the time being as he moves over to Pixel. Now, he doesn't have that standard deployable shield that you will see so many times on Pixel, but he is still with his life, and they've already wasted a minute and a half, and Mello's going to start things off and take out Zofia of Kaden.
A nice shot coming in here, as he's just trying to hold on to the bar, but now I believe he's stuck. Yes, he is completely stuck here, and Pi could get this wall open, and all of a sudden it's a free frag coming in here for against Prism, excuse me, and Unreal's going to not be able to net themselves ones, as they'll actually be able to net themselves two here, as Maniac tried to peek out to help him, and he eventually lost his life. They don't have any push denial here, and they're going to open up actually the bathroom. An interesting play here, and Nacho's stuck basically on the wall. He's going to get, he might get blown to smithereens, but no, he won't here, as he peeks down, and he's not able to see Pi here. As we enter 40 seconds here left to go, the plant is going to have to come down eventually here. And the first pick coming in here from Spiff, as he's left now in a 1v3, basically a 1v4 from before. He pre-fires around the corner. He's not going to be able to find, turns around into a wall, and Carl will find himself another pick to give Unreal Nightmare their third round. And this is looking momentum heavy towards Nightmare right now.
Absolutely. They are looking strong after that first round, taking 3 straight here from Prism, and it's exactly what they need right now if they want to surpass Prism in the standings. So yeah, very very good start here for Unreal Nightmare, and now they're going to be looking to maybe take the win on their attacking side and just be set up and ready to go for the win when they switch over to defense.
They could already be setting up as well, but you have to think here, they're up 3-1. They're going to probably want to establish even more dominance here, as they're going to go back to that top floor site here. And you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, it looks a little broken right now, because they just were able to adapt completely here. You saw them adapt quite literally every single bit of that defense was picked apart and methodically just broken up. And it looks like they're probably going to attempt the exact same thing here. This could be their downfall if they don't adjust to how they play. Maybe get more aggressive, or maybe play more passive. What do you think?
I would see a little bit more passive. You're gonna see Maniac doing his same thing here again. Now, the first time around, he was very efficient. He got that 2-piece to start things off, but then this time, he wasn't able to get anything before he had to rotate back over to white stairs, and then eventually lost his life without being able to do anything towards the attacking side. So, it's almost as if him getting a pick or two on this hold up here is what determines if they come out with the round or not. At least so far it is. So we'll see if he can be any more successful, or if Unreal Nightmare just kind of has his number after that first time around and can just get him cleared out of Scar.
That definitely could be the case here, and Maniac's actually looking to kind of get extremely aggressive, and he's just going to try and pre-fire through the hack. That's a new thing I've never seen before, but hey, try it if you want. Who knows? You might get lucky here, and they're going to try and just force everybody out of piano. They know exactly the hole here, and Kane's actually worried of a run out here, but he doesn't have to be worried about anything, because we know, but he doesn't, that no one is actually going to be him at this angle except for Mello. Hold on a second, Maniac will peek onto Henry and find them an early pick on entry of the Ash, and that's a deployable shield gone as Maniac is still here right now. He's going to freak around and find Garl. He's going to find himself another double kill. The same thing that we saw last time, and you have to expect him to fall back here, but no, Melo's got his back to net Caden now, and all of a sudden Breezy and Pi look to themselves as fish out of water almost.
Yeah, much better looking round than it was that last round here from Prism, as Maniac did get another 2-piece there, still sitting inside Cigar with full health, and Mello got a pick of his own onto the Zofia that was hanging on the piano window, and the entire defense is sitting at 100 health, and so now it's a 5v2 situation for Breezy and Pi, and it's looking pretty tough for them.
It does look pretty tough for them, but again, one mechanic in this game is that all it takes is one shot to land to the head, and all of a sudden you're gone here, and they're not going to be able to find the first here, as Maniac is actually going to net himself the 4K. There we go, and a flawless round coming in from Prism as they get their second round they're trying to find themselves possibly the third here to net it even at the half.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to get this round, but problem is they're going to have to play something besides Bar Cocktail, which is the only site that's been successful for them so far. So they're going to try for Kitchen again. Looks like, I think pretty much the same lineup as what we saw last time around, except we're going to see a mute instead of a smoke.
Yeah, it's very interesting because last time I don't think they had any denial to actually prevent any push here. Last time I believe they only brought the smoke, and they didn't bring a bandit, they didn't bring a Kaid. They were stuck basically with no denial here, and it allowed a lot of Unreal Nightmare just to push in basically immediately. Now, we're going to probably see the exact same take come in from Unreal Nightmare, except they're going to be slowed down possibly by the mute jammer here. We could see them switch it up, which is always very possible, and sometimes smart if you're an attack. Sometimes it's very smart just to swap up what you're playing and go back to a different sort of meta hold or a meta take, depending on what side you're on.
Yeah, I mean, the mute jammer can throw his stuff down on that freezer wall, and that might slow them down a little bit, but you still have Zofia, and you have Ash, and you have the frags from Sledge. There's multiple ways they'll be able to get that mute jammer off the wall and get it open pretty quickly. I really think for Prism, the only way to like successfully keep them away from that freezer wall, at least delay them from getting that freezer wall, is to have someone over there, maybe in the VIP area, just kind of watching it, because just leaving it open like that, all it takes is one, because I don't think there's an ADS in freezer, at least not yet. No, it doesn't look like there's an ADS in there, so one frag grenade and bam, that mute jammer's gone.
It's very possible that that one, mute jammer goes very quickly, and thank you to our observer, Tango Mango Down, for that beautiful observing there to help us find if there was an ADS there. And we're already going to see that Carl is already basically in garage here. He's going to hold down a lot of this site, and he's just going to try and push in, but Smith is at the top of white, so he could apply a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, he definitely could, especially if he goes undroned. But he's going to have to time this right. It looks like Breezy's going to go after him, or at least place a Nomad charge just to make sure no one gets down there too quickly. But he'll at least give away his position here when he shoots the Nomad charge. We will see how that works out as he does see it. But an excellent Nitro here from Nacho, and then a swing from Smith after he takes out the C4. And he's able to get one. That's the Thermite gone. So a huge pick there from the Jaeger. But then he's immediately refragged, and Breezy picks him off. But now it's a 4v3 in favor of Prism and no hard breach.
This is exactly what we talked about that they needed to do. They need to be more aggressive, it seemed like, especially on that east side take that they wanted to do once again. They didn't really set up any actual good zoning, I guess you could say, because if they knew that someone was at white, they maybe could have gone for the pick, or they probably should have set up a better air jab. That was a very noticeable air jab that Spitz was able to shoot out. So not a good placement there coming in from Breezy, and it cost them their hard breacher, and that is going to force them to go through, the main avenues, which is a doorway. And as we know, by doorways, they're just a tunnel of death, especially if you can't win your one-on-ones.
No, absolutely. And we're going to see A little bit of damage done by Cade, and he's going to be able to tag the foot of Mello and bring Mello down to almost dead, but then Maniac's going to finish off Henry, but then immediately Cade takes out Mello, and then another one for Breezy is going to take out Maniac, and Corm finishes off Breezy, so now it's a 1v2, but no, an excellent spray there from Corm on the dock is going to take out Caden, and Prism, they salvage that defensive side, and they even things up at 3-3.
They will even it up at the half here, 3-3, and we will be having a rehost here very, very shortly, just to have a tech rehost. But it's okay, because we will be back with you just in a little bit. 3-3, it will be Prism Esports versus Unreal. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here after a very, very quick rehost. And we are going to start this half at 3-3. And we saw it, Prism Esports just kind of mount their way back here as they're going to be starting now on the attack after a very, very, I guess you can say, even showing on the defense. Wouldn't you say, Aggression?
Yeah, absolutely. We thought all momentum was in favor of Unreal Nightmare as they won 3 straight after that first round went to Prism. But then a good bounce back by Prism, winning 1 on Bar Cocktail and 1 on Kitchen to even things up and salvage their defensive round. But now they're going to have to move to attack, and we'll see if they can conquer Unreal Nightmare's defensive strategies, as we're going to see them heading to Kitchen first.
They will be heading to Kitchen first. And this is also a very, I talked about it before, how debatably the strongest site is Reading Fireplace. And the only other site that can really give it a run for its money in my book is Kitchen Defense, simply because you have to delay a lot of time and you can just push a lot of attackers back simply by just, playing off site. You can put 1 or 2 people on the top floor and then have them slowly peel back like layers of a defense, and it just kills so much time and it provides a lot of time killing for any team.
Absolutely. And one thing you'll notice is Unreal Nightmare actually chose to bring a hard breach denial, unlike Prism did.
Yeah, that's something we didn't see coming in from Prism, yes. And it's going to be, we might be seeing a very, very interesting off-site roam here, and they might be peeking in a long angle as well. I'm really excited to see how they're going to play this here, and maybe it's because they know how Prism Esports like to attack this site. Maybe they saw VOD, and they know they're going to go from the west side by Bakery, so they're going to set up maybe a previous retake or a long angle. I am very excited to see how this works out for them.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting hold for sure. So we're going to see how it plays out. Looks like Maniac might already be heading towards that garage area. The rest of the team, though, is looking at potentially a Bakery push. No, we might be seeing some vertical play here, but Courageous Carl is going to start things off. An excellent shot from the Wamai, who peeked, and I think that's Maverick gone and off the board. Yeah, it looks like he tried a punch hole or a Maverick hole or something in that wall, and just a great shot from the AUG of Courageous Carl, and yeah, Maniac gone and off the board. That's a huge pick.
That is also your hard breacher now. There's no way else of getting on to site besides through the doorways, and this already proving a tall and very tough task for Prism Esports. And they're going to take their time, however, as they want to drone out this entire map, as they want to make sure there's no lurking roamers upstairs, and they're going to find out that it quickly isn't, and they're probably going to take care of this north side. An interesting take that we don't see a lot of, to be fair.
No, definitely. Now, Bucky is going to start to head himself down into trade, but Carl's going to pick off another one, and that's the Nomad gone. So 2 very good picks there for the Wamai heading over, or sitting over in that VIP Christmas area. And what did I say? I think for this, or like to prevent a freezer side push, someone's gonna have to sit over there. And look, Carl gets a 2K, and Unreal Nightmare, they're rolling here in their first defensive round.
They are completely, and this hold here is just proving so emphatically strong here, and it's going to be very, I guess you can say, difficult for Prism Esports to pull this one back, because they know exactly that Carl is still playing. Seems to be, no, he's back. Oh, what a beautiful shot onto Henry there was Spiff, and this actually looks a little bit more doable now, as they do have a man advantage, and now it's looking even more doable as the man count is even. And all of a sudden, Carl's picks seem to go 2 ways as we near the 40-second mark here. Breezy just pre-fires around the corner. He knows exactly where they are. and you have 2 of your 3 potential fraggers here on one site, and this could be a very big downfall here because they know exactly where everyone is coming in here, and Melo's going in through Freezer as well. This is going to be down to the nitty-gritty here as we're down to 20 seconds here. Stuns and flashbangs will ring out as they know that somebody's around here. Melo will not be able to find himself a pick there, and he knows that someone is close to buy. Smith is going to be able to find himself and it's a 1v1 here. High and Nacho here. And they beautiful. They're coming down.
Yeah, what a great shot there from Nacho, but with his pistol on the Zofia. Nacho and Spiff, as Maniac is saying in the chat, let's go. Prism, when it all looked lost here in that round, they took it back and they put down some good kills, and all of a sudden they're now up 4-3. So and they've won themselves 3 straight rounds after Unreal Nightmare fired off 3 straight.
It's true. Into the half.
Yeah, so we're going to see if they're going to, Unreal Nightmare, they are going to try the same thing again. They're going to be heading back to Kitchen. But yeah, if you're Prism, you have to be feeling very good right now, as you went down 3-1 early to start things off, but then you rattle off 3 straight rounds, 2 on defense and 1 on attack. So now you're 3 rounds away from pulling this one off, 2 from securing yourself at least 1 point. And looks like Unreal Nightmare is going to, for the most part, try the same strategy here, as you're going to see those rotates into Bakery and into Freezer. Now we'll see if Carl can have as proficient as a round as he did last time, and hopefully his teammates can follow in his suit so they can even things back here up here at 4. But away we go here on to round number 8. Looks like Nacho is going to be backing up Maniac this time, so hopefully not an easy pick here onto the Maverick. But he's going to pre-fire through the wall. Nothing's going to land just yet, so Maniac keeps his life just for a moment.
He will keep his life just for a moment here, and they're going to try and retry, this bottom floor site here, and it's going to be the exact same take here coming in from Prism. They're going to try and drone out this entire map here to try and make sure there's no top floor roamers, which is very smart here for any team.
Absolutely. So we are going to see them droning out that second floor to see if there's any upstairs roamers, but it doesn't look like there will be. And now they can start to kind of get that vertical play going as they can destruct onto that soft floor up in the train and dining room area. But Maverick is going to jump in. He might be able to potentially actually get the Freezer hatch, but you're going to see Carl and one other holding those angles over onto Freezer, but nothing doing so far, as we are now almost at the halfway point here in this round, and nothing has really happened between the two teams. Corm did lose a little bit of damage, but that is about it. And Maverick is going to go ahead and start getting that kitchen hatch. Or, sorry, freezer hatch.
A very quick thing that they're going to have to do here. They have 90 seconds here left to play with, and it's still technically plenty of time. However, they need to be very, very quick here if they want to, you know, maybe find another pick here, because a 5v5 retake can get very hectic very fast, especially for an attack.
Now, absolutely. Now we are going to see them still droning out, but I still don't think there's any defense upstairs, and doesn't look like there is. But we're now ticking down to the 1 minute remaining mark here in round number 8, and no one's falling off the board. But just as I say that, Maniac swings into the garage door and gets a pick onto Carl, and that's a huge start here for Prism, as the Wamai has been taken out, and now they have a way into Freezer. The door's open for them, literally, but now they have to start to push, as there's only 40 seconds remaining.
40 seconds here left on the clock, and there's going to be one person right here, and it's going to be down as well, and Spiff knows this, so he's going to secure himself a 2-man advantage here for his team as he gets shocked by the close wall there. And a second here, he might find himself a third.
My God.
What a beautiful pick. He's not able to find himself the fourth here, but his team will clean it up for him, as Prism Esports now on their, fourth round in a row. They've been able to pull this one back.
No, absolutely. That is now 4 in a row here for Prism. They are looking strong. All momentum's really in their favor. As Mello says, Spiff may be talented. He might have some skills here in this game. Excellent shots off the ash from Spiff here there towards the end of the round. And Prism, they are looking strong.
They look to be completely in the driver's seat right now of this matchup. And if you know, if Unreal Nightmare isn't careful, one more round and it goes in the favor of, Prism Esports. They're able to guarantee themselves a point and they'll be one away from securing themselves 3 points. That's going to be a very big issue, or excuse me, a very big, deal in terms of standings for these two teams.
Absolutely. This has been a huge turnaround here for Prism. And if they're able to finish this one off and get 2 more rounds here on their attacking side, that's going to put them at 3-0-1. So they're going to be points-wise, they're going to be tied for first place with In Control Nation, but In Control Nation does have a game this week, as this is, I believe, the first one of week 4. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. So they'll have a game. They'll have 1 game up on In Control Nation, but they'll be tied in points, which is good. So all they can hope for is maybe In Control takes a loss this week, and so they'd be completely tied for first place going into week 5. But enough about that. Enough about standings. Let's get back to some Siege.
Absolutely here, but it is good to keep that in mind so we know how teams do need to play or want to play the team, or we might see an epic run. We're actually going to see a beautiful pick here. What a beautiful pick coming in here from Carl. He might be able to find himself the second, but no, he's going to find himself dead as Maniac will be watching those white stairs window. But an early pick coming in here from Carl, and honestly, that was just done so beautifully. As you heard, I cannot contain my excitement. That was honestly just amazing there. And while the man advantage is now gone and it's even to 4 players a team, you have to think that, Unreal Nightmare feeling a little bit better about themselves, especially after that pick.
No, absolutely. It was a really good pick off of the prepped window as soon as he heard that rappel happening. But on the other side, I think it was Spiff that ended up getting that kill onto Carl. That was an excellent pinch there as he was on that white hallway window. So good refrag there from Prism, and they still have potential of taking this round. They got to speed things up a little bit as we're already halfway through the round.
We are already halfway through here, and they know exactly where these players are, but they're not able to find the heads here. And he's actually going to be able to fire back, and that's going to be mellowed down. That's your buck. No more vertical pressure to come in here unless they use any explosive charges on Spiff and Nacho here. And Spiff's actually going to be able to find Henry now as all of a sudden the man count is even. But there's about a minute here left to go. All HP even. And, Unreal Nightmare look to be a little bit in the driver's seat here because they still have to force. Oh, hold on a second. We might see an early pick, but no, Nacho's not able to land the shot on the head of Caden here. But, Prism have to force some weight into sight and get a plan down if they want to do anything here.
Yeah, absolutely. They still have time to execute this push. But then just as I say that, 2 quick kills, 1 from Caden and 1 from Breezy, Maniac and Nacho are going to fall, and all that's going to remain is Spiff. Now, Spiff has known to get a couple kills from time to time, and he's going to swing onto Pie. An excellent shot there as he loses a little bit less than half of his health. It's now a 2v1, but he's going to swing on the Caden. That's a triple kill. He's going to need 4 to win this one, though. He doesn't know where the castle is. It's an R4C versus a UMP. Oh, no, that's a dead body that he shot there. It's a ring around the Rosie, but an excellent shot with the shorty of all guns from Breezy. He elects to go with the mini sidearm shotgun as opposed to the UMP, but he lands it onto a about half health Ash, and Unreal Nightmare is going to bring it back to within 1 round and take a step in the right direction if they're going to mount a comeback here.
It definitely is a step in the right direction here, and that over-aggression is playing, I guess, in the favor of Unreal Nightmare right now, as they're going to go to Fireplace Reading right now to see if they can get back here another round in their favor. And that was just, that got really scary there for Unreal Nightmare because they were up 3 men to 1, and all of a sudden you're in a 1v1 scenario there. Honestly, that was just a silly play there. They had 30 seconds here left to play with, and they got a little greedy here, and they could have paid the price for it.
I do think that was a good angle held on the stairs by Pi on the Jaeger. He just missed his shots there, and it was an excellent swing from Spiff. But then, was it, I think it was Breezy. It was either, yeah, I think it was Breezy on the mute, if I remember correctly. I don't know what he was doing swinging that Whitehall doorway from piano. I really don't. Good on the castle to clutch things up there, but no, actually, no, Breezy was the castle. Yeah, so no, it was Caden on the smoke. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing swinging that doorway, but good clutch there from Breezy with the shorty. I'm still reeling with that one. You don't see a lot of shorty kills.
You really don't, because, ever since it was removed from Mozzie and given to Castle, it's just been more of a rare thing to see, and we're going to see the top floor hold again, the staple of this breeding fireplace defense. You're going to have to hold vertical, as we talked about beforehand. And also, I just want to point something out here. Spiff is at 9 kills here through 3 rounds. This man is on fire right now.
What just happened?
Okay, so we see Henry get down here. He might have gotten shot just by one of his teammates. They might have been going for a rotate pull, and he just gets shot immediately.
Boy.
And he's going to have to do some late reinforcing here as well. This could catch them off guard here, but no, he's just going to force himself on the top of red stairs, and who knows what happened there.
Depending on who comes out with this game in the interview, I want to find out if they know what, or if it was Unreal Nightmare, I want to find out what happened.
I really do, because I don't know exactly what came of it at all. We're going to see Maniac go and open this portal here, and he knows exactly where Caden is. And he finds himself his double-digit frag here on the match right now. Maniac knows that someone else is down below. C4 will ring out, but not catch anybody here, as Pi will also take some HP damage. He's going to be able to find one, but not land any shots here with that pocket sniper of the SMG-11. And the main advantage here is looking very in heavy favor of Prism Esports, as they also have an HP advantage, and all of a sudden Henry's going to swing on it. What are you doing? Why would you swing that 3 times not to find yourself a triple kill here? And that was just a stupid thing to do. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It was just a stupid swing, 3 in a row, give him one-on-one gunfights, and all of a sudden now you're on a match point. You have to reel it back. That was just absolutely stupid.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I really don't.
Sorry, I'm a little flabbergasted here. I don't know. Was it going through their minds? Oh, they're not going to expect a third person.
Yeah, like there's really no other way to describe this other than, what were you doing? Like, the bug apparently was also a bulletproof bug. It messed with their setup here, and of course they're going to start complaining about it here. But they can't really do anything about that now, as they kind of have to focus and not get as tilted, as if they don't want to lose any point here. They're going to have to wrestle away 2 rounds in a row. What do you think it's going to take out of it for them to actually get 1 point here?
To not triple swing all like that?
Well, I guess that'll be the first thing to do, is just not, do a stupid wing.
No, just go back to what was working for you earlier when you were reeling off rounds. Work as a team, get your calls, play this. You're playing defense, so you don't have to worry about rushing into side or anything. Just hold your angles and get a couple rounds on the board, and hopefully come out of this with a point. But I think if you're Prism, you're pretty confident right now. They need 1 more to secure the 3 points.
They do only need one more round here, and it could be very, very doable as we're going to see them go for the exact same thing as they did last time, which is just go upstairs, clear the entire map, and then execute onto site. Typically, you do like to see this whenever you have the basement or the bottom floor site on a map because it just allows them to fully make sure that they're safe. However, they might not be here because Kai is on the middle of the white stairs, and they might not know this here. And he might be able to swing and catch Maniac off guard here. He's going to try to rotate back on to the IP, and he just barely misses here. Maybe a premature rotate back onto site, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree. But we're going to see Maniac push in. He's going to spray at Jaeger, who's not peeking, but then he's going to rotate back and hold the angle. So there's a little bit of a standoff. He is going to get droned out, though, and he's going to fall back at least a little bit, go up on top of that booth. Frag grenade's going to go out, but it is not going to hit its mark. I don't know what he was really trying to do with that one. But, yeah, we're down to the halfway point here. Not a whole lot of action damage-wise.
Not a whole lot of action at all. We're just going to see Carl just go for some swings onto the castle barricade. And they know exactly where he is right now. They're going to swing onto him. Maniac is going to find Pi, and that's your Jaeger off the board. Not necessarily a big pick here, but in terms of round count and man advantage, it is a big deal here because all of a sudden you can work on into sight. We might see the pick here, and Spiff is just going to catch Caden out of position, who pre-fired into the window. A stupid pre-fire in a way, especially if you didn't know he was there. All of a sudden, it's a 3v5 in favor of Prism Esports, and this is looking bad here, and now it's a 2v5 here. It's falling very, very quickly here, but Paul's going to be able to find one. Maybe doing this back here, and all of a sudden, with 45 seconds here left on the clock, they have to push their way into sight. And Carl and Breezy seem to know exactly where this is going to come in from, and some damage will be done onto Carl here. They're not going to be able to find the first here, as Breezy knows that someone's going to be rushing in onto sight. And they have the exact angles here, and Carl's going to get a beautiful pick onto Maniac here. He might be able to swing here and find Corm the Nomad. 20 seconds here, just about. They have to force their way onto site and plant here if they extend the time at least a little. Breezy, however, is going to be watching the game. All goes down here. All of a sudden, Breezy will be able to find one, though. He might need to find the second here, and that the boiler shield saves his life. He's not going to be able to find anything else here, as he will be swung onto by both players, and Prism Esports will secure themselves the full points.
Yeah, that was an excellent push there at the end from Prism. Almost a good hold. Not 100% sure why Carl swung that freezer door. He could have held the angle there at the very end, and that might have spared him and won them the round. But GG's all around. Prism takes the victory.
It will go in favor of Prism, and they played very, very well here. Despite everything, it's Spiff after a rehost. He nets himself 11 kills. You really don't see that often, especially after a rehost. So clearly it helped Prism out regroup and just find themselves everything they needed to here. And just a very, very good game as well. We saw it, it was very even in the first half. And then all of a sudden it seemed to just completely switch after the rehost. And we saw plenty of players just, play extremely well. And I don't know what else to say besides maybe if they didn't do that triple swing, maybe they would have won.
I don't know. But I am very excited because waiting for the interview is Nacho from Prism, and he is the man that took down that play. So I want to get his opinion on that.
Hello.
Hi, Nacho. I have to ask. I have to start things off. What the hell was that triple swing?
I'm not really sure myself, but I prefer Zofia with vertical, so I just sat there ADS'd and got my freebies. Just did what I did best.
Did what you best. Did what you do best, indeed. Sorry, I'm a little dumbfounded by that play there, but I had the stream pulled up on my other monitor, and as we were going through that final round, I glanced over right as that was happening, and they all stacked up and were looking at each other, So that was intentional. That was
Yeah,
planned.
it was one at a time. It wasn't like they didn't swing up together. It was
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I had to get your opinion on that, being the man that halted it in its tracks. But yeah, y'all. Unreal Nightmare swung off 3 quick rounds there in the beginning to take a 3-1 lead. What were the comms like to just kind of get everyone refocused and to bring things back there? As really after that they only got 1 round.
Yeah, our comms weren't down. We kept ourselves up. We wanted to push for a 3-3 split like we got. So we were very happy after we continued with executing our rounds. We knew what our mistakes were and we cleaned them up and we let Spiff eat up. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think chat was very happy that y'all let Spiff eat up because, man, he is well loved by our chat.
Spiff goat.
Spiff goat indeed. Vial, you have any questions?
Nope, not really, other than anything you'd like to say to, the people watching and your fans in the chat right now.
I just like to say everyone spam chat with Spiff goat and thank you. Bye.
Spiff goat indeed.
Well, that's going to be it from us, Aggression on the Night, and that will be also your only game on the night, sadly.
Oh,
However,
so
a
sad.
very exciting one that we saw.